Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing great and welcome back to the channel. So before I get into the analysis of a new company, right? I just wanted to share something with you guys, right? So the work that I do on the equity research, right, and which I teach people and help them to analyze the companies, right? So I'm always on search for learning about new companies and new things, and that expands my knowledge and help me to understand new things and everything. And that is what's one of the most interesting thing about this work that I do, right? And if you guys are also into investing and researching for new companies, I definitely can say that you can relate to this, right? So let's get on in today's video. We'll discuss about a company called Borosil Renewables Limited, right? So we'll discuss their business model, how do they make money, what are the advantages and disadvantages of their business, the competitors, and what is their capacity expansion plan, and what all is happening, right? So let's just get into it. So if you look at their business, right, so they manufacture this how to say a solar glass, right, which is used in solar panels. So if you look, what is actually solar glass, right? So it's a, how to say, it's a low iron high transparency glass which is put on top of the solar panels. It helps to get the maximum sunlight inside, and obviously at the same time it protects the panel from any soil or any dust, or from any damages, increasing the overall life of the product. So if you look at how they make money, right? So they sell these solar panels to these these solar glasses to these companies which are utilities scale solar farm or rooftop utility solar systems, right? And they have value added product also, right? Because they manufacture some normal solar glasses, but they have solar glasses which are anti glare, anti soiling glasses, and they have glasses which are ultra clean, up to almost like 2 mm thickness, and glass for bifacial panels. So some panels the glass are put front as well as at the back, right? So if you look at their capacity and pricing leverage, right? So currently they are operating at full capacity, and they have been protected because last year government introduced anti-dumping duties on Chinese import, and obviously the demand for solar is definitely rising in India. And at the back of this, right, they are still able to maintain this 30% EBITDA margin which they currently have. And if you look at their market share and position, right, currently they hold around 40 to 43% market share in solar glasses. And if you look from the historical perspective, they were the only solar glass manufacturers in India and still the largest domestic player. But now what is happening, right? A lot of new competitors are coming. If you look at the other existing players which have come up recently, is right, Vishaka Renewables, Triveni Renewables, Gold Plus Glass, and Ashi India Glass. Asahi India Glass. And if you look at the new entrants which are coming into this field, is like Reliance Industry, Avada Group, and emerging industries. The main challenge is with all this, new competitors coming in. If the supply increases, right, it will by default have an impact on the overall pricing, and that could be a problem for Borosil Renewable. And if you look from the global competitors, right, so the majority of the competitors are from China only. And if you look the advantages that this company has, right, obviously they were the first mover in India. They have the technical expertise because they have been manufacturing these solar glasses for so long, and at the same time they have the government support which is of the what do you call those anti-dumping duties and countervailing duties, which has helped the business. But at the same time, we cannot ignore the risk, right? Because if you look in 2024 and 2025, right, they had a very bad year because of the dumping of these imports from China, which had a huge impact. And if you look at their quarter on quarter growth from June 2024 till December 2025, it's almost like it has remained same from 371 crores to 390 crores. Nothing has changed. So that means literally, if you see, literally no growth at all uh, from that perspective. And if we look further, right, the other thing is, right, they have to add new capacity, right? And let's see, and obviously I'll talk about it further. What are they doing, and are they and what are their plans? And at the same time, solar industry is cyclical also, and they are heavily dependent upon government policy, right? So even though they want to price the product at a certain price, but if the import keeps on increasing from China, and if the government removes those anti-dumping duties, right, it could create a huge problem for it. So let's look at their expansion plan, right? Because when we look at the past almost 7 to 8 quarters, right, the sales have not grown that much. Let's look what are they currently doing for expansion, right? So for the expansion, they're adding two new furnaces in their current plant which they have in Gujarat. So this is going to increase their capacity by almost 60%, which obviously in turn will increase their revenue also by 60%. But this is not going to happen, in the coming quarters. The management said that till December 2026, the revenue would be generally flat, and from Q4 FY27, then only they can, see this revenue increase going further. So that is from the current current capacity that they have, but they are not adding new more plants. And for me, to be very honest, which is quite surprising, because if we look at the overall number, right, India still currently imports 70% of the solar glass from China, right? So if you look, we have a huge place. If any manufacturer comes up with a new manufacturing capacity, right, and it is able to fulfill that demand, so why Borosil Renewable is not, you know, uh, not ready to add any new plant at this point of time, and why they are cautious? So the reasons that they have given is, right, first they have acknowledged that there has been a significant increase in the number of new participants, and in the back of it, what is happening, right? Lot of expert people have been poached. Right? I mean, we all have worked in companies and we have seen how poaching works, right? One company poaches talent from other companies, so that's what is happening here also. And whatever they are currently expanding, the 60% capacity already requires a lot of people, so they do not have the people bandwidth also. And at the same time, what they are saying, that they want to be cautious, because they don't want to commit too much for the future, with too much of in the plant and not knowing how the future holds. And that is a challenge for me, because you see, right, okay, for the next 1 year we have the visibility, but what after that, right? And if you look in the market, right, market likes clarity. If the management has a clarity for at least 2 to 3 years, see, no one knows what is going to happen in 10 years, right? But at least 2 to 3 years, what are they doing? That could be, beneficial. But over here, they're not ready to do that. And the other challenge, as I said, right, the rise of other competitors, right? Because they are also getting into these solar glasses, which could have an impact on their overall revenue. And at the same time, there are certain solar panel companies, right, which are going into forward integration by manufacturing these solar glasses, and that could also have a overall impact. So, all in all, I think the Borosil will be able to continue, the run rate which they have right now, and obviously with the 60% increase in capacity, and if they're able to fulfill that demand and the pricing pressure is not there, it will definitely help the company. But after that, I don't see anything much happening. So, if personally, if I would have given a choice to whether to should I invest in this or not, I would have said no, because I don't see much clarity, and what I see, right, that the business is too much dependent on the government policies. If the government policies changes, it could literally impact this business. And you can also type in your comments and tell me what do you think about this company. And if you like this analysis, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and God bless you.